monosyllables are truly an underrated part of every single language. Why? Because think about the affirmations in any Romance language, Slavic language, and even in English. They're monosyllables. Yes, no, even him, I, you. You can pronounce these without having to do many things, many sophisticated things with vocals, right? You can say them all with one syllable, which is why if you pronounce them like a king, like someone who knows what they're talking about, you can you can impose so much power onto everyone around you. What's the difference between yes, yes, and yes? What's the difference between no, no, and no? That monosyllable, if you just pronounce it slightly better and get used to pronouncing monosyllables perfectly each time you say them, especially because they're some of the most important, most poetic words in any language, like referring to the first person singular, third person singular, first person singular, first, second, third person singular, and like all the Romance language, Slavic languages, English, and also affirmations and refutations, yes and no, you can do all of that in one syllable. All of that power you can say like this, like this, like this. You can say it with one goddamn syllable. You should actually take advantage of this amazing opportunity language gives you. You can transmit so much power by just like opening your mouth and maybe doing some complicated stuff with your tongue. If you say yes with conviction, if you say no with like terror, with an imposed terror by saying no, if you say him with intonation, if you say me or I with respect, or you with direct force, that is going to differentiate you. I'm a linguistics nerd, so honestly, maybe you shouldn't take it as seriously as I do. But it is no coincidence that some of the most symbolic words in language are monosyllables. I got the idea for this video from a little book of poems called Yo que tu. It's in Spanish. It's by like Juan Vicente Piqueras, which is and I got the book autographed here. He like when you say you or me or no or yes, you're literally saying a whole entire metaphor, a whole entire poem by opening your mouth. The monosyllables transmit so much power. As he says in Spanish, and as I will attempt to translate, we've all felt the power, the happiness of a yes, and the ambiguous terror of a no. And there's also a poem here that's only monosyllables. Sadly, I cannot translate that. But if you can write poetry with monosyllables, why can't you transmit power in day-to-day conversation by just saying them a bit more powerfully? Why can't you like say yes, no, him, me, you, then, that, with a bit more intonation, with a bit more force, a bit more cunning, punctual precision? Why can't you? Because I guarantee you that people are going to respect you more if you actually know how to leverage the power of these monosyllables, pronounce them the way they are meant to be pronounced, with force, the reason why they're monosyllables, so you don't need to like spend too much time saying them. Like, I don't know, motorcycle takes a lot more time to say than you, because you are a lot more important. Me, him, yes, no are the most important languages, are the most important words in the English, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, Romanian, maybe even Russian language. And they're all monosyllables. I don't know in like Russian, but I think they also say da, right? For yes. So why shouldn't you put some precision, some power, some force into these monosyllables that ultimately make you, which is also a monosyllable, what you are also being a monosyllable. Say them with some force, say them with some intonation, with some pleasure, because they are ultimately the most powerful, the most meaningful, and the easiest words to pronounce in like the English, the entire catalog of the Romance languages, Slavic languages. They are the most easy words to pronounce because you literally say yes, no, you, I, him, then that, or with one swift movement of the vocal cords, of the mouth, whatever you want to call it. So please, say them with a bit of respect, because they are worth saying with intonation, with admiration, and you will get admiration if you actually use them correctly, if you say them like what they are supposed to mean. Easy, fluent, and goddamn powerful words. I'll see you later.